Okay, in this step we want to make a simple scene for AR to show a simple cube on ground. At first we need to add AR session from XR AR session and also AR session origin from XR AR session origin. When we add them, we need to add some components to them. For example, when we click on AR session, we need to make sure our AR session origin will have AR plane manager and also AR raycast manager. And also for the AR camera, our AR camera needs to have tracked pose driver, and also device needs to be generic. Pose source needs to be color camera. It is not by default. By default it is center eye, but it needs to be color camera. And also for tracking type, rotation and position, and update type, it needs to be before render. When we set all of these values for our AR camera and tracked pose driver, we need to have a script and add it to AR session origin. It's called AR click to place. When we want to detect the ground and put our 3D model on that position we have detected by touching on a screen, we want to use the default method of AR foundation, but I will explain for you how we can implement this. For example, it is our AR click to place. It is the old methods for detect the ground and show the 3D model of that position we have clicked. We need to add this using libraries xr.airfoundation, xr.subsystems, and we need to add some variables, public game object model, that it is that model we want to show in AR, and object to place, it is that shooting the object and that position we have selected and we have clicked, and put the model in the position of object to place. Placement in detector, it is that the object to show us how we can understand where exactly detecting by camera and where we can put our model at there. It is very important object. And also we need to call AR origin, AR raycast, and they will be private, and we can call them in the start function, find object of type. And also in these parameters we can save the position of placement pose, and if it is valid it means the ground is detectable or not. And in here we can use it's called one time. If we want to show the 3D model only by one touch, and after we touch on it we cannot create another object in the different place of real place. We can use it for manage the creating an object in the AR scene, and we cannot use it. It's not it's optional feature for our script, and we can call it AR camera to management the ground. In here at first I will explain to you the update and placement position. In here it's called the AR camera, and getting the screen point of it, and with this method we can detect the ground, and with the AR raycast we can exactly select the position we want to put the placement in detector on that. And in the update placement in detector we will put the in detector at that position we have detected in here, and we can see better the detected area in the AR view. And also in the void update we can call these functions only if the one time is equal true, and in here when we touch it, this function helps us to management the touch. When we touch it one time, the place object void will be called, and in here we instantiate an object. It's called object to place, and that position we have detected, in fact it is the position of placement in detector, and put the 3D model we want to show exactly at that local position and that local rotation. Then in here one time will be false, and we cannot click and instantiate another object in our scene. So for this guys, it depends to your scenario. Maybe you want to create another object in your scene, you can remove this part. And placement in detector set active false, so don't show the in detector on that position you have selected, and show the object, and it will be the disabled system of our script, because we don't need this script again if we want to use it one time. If you want to use it multiple time, you can remove the one time and this part. Okay, then we need to add this script to AR session origin. As you can see, it is in here. Now we can create a prefab from empty object with the cube, as you can see, like this, only it is simple cube with collider, and we call it object to place. Then drag and drop this object to place to here, and for the placement in detector I've created a simple plane, a quad, and put the texture like this, and we can understand, okay, when we can see this yellow cube, yellow square, we can see, okay, it is exactly that place we have detected, and we can show the model exactly in this position. Just simple texture, and also add the placement in detector to this variable, and AR camera, make sure only the AR camera will be in this variable, not AR session origin, only AR camera. And after I want to show only this simple cube, I call it model, and drag and drop the model in this part. Okay, let's do export an APK and test it in real place. Let's go to the next step. Okay, after install our APK on your device phone, you need to make sure in the setting and in the apps the permissions of APK is on. For example, camera or microphone or other things needs to be on for everything. For online multiplayer AR, we need to go permissions. As you can see, we need to check on all of them. Alright, we need to look at the, as you can see, we can see the placement in detector as a yellow cube. It works perfectly. Okay, when I touch on my screen, I can see the model. It was cube on exactly at that position of placement in detector. As you can see, placement indicator is hide, and my model appears at that position. Okay,